So when you find yourself in the relegation zone with no money, no chairman and no directors, it could be described as a crisis, and that is what Nuneaton Borough find themselves in right now. We're looking into this in this video. So first of all, wind the clock right back to 2008, and that is when the original club went bankrupt and liquidated, forcing the club to restart as a Phoenix club in the 8th tier. They've since risen up to the 5th tier, but now find themselves down in the 6th tier. But right now, it's becoming very, very difficult for them, and there is a potential for them to liquidate for a second time in a decade. Now, during the 14-15 season, this was a big catalyst as to what's happening right now. Lee Thorne came in as an investor. He then bought the club the season after in the 15-16 season and became the owner and chairman. He instilled a very, very interesting model, which is to bring in young players in a full-time model and sell them on for more money. This has happened with a number of players that has just basically topped up their bank balance, and it has helped them to survive, but it's not been generating as much money as they would like, and it's led to some really difficult financial situations in the last few months. In April 2018, they were handed a winding up order. Basically, they had a lot of unpaid debts and they had to find a way to pay them off. Lee Thorne, the chairman, did a really noble thing, and that was to resign as chairman and put the club up for sale just in its most crucial point in its life. They did find a way of paying off these debts, and that was to sell the ground. They sold it to Coventry-based Port Vale owner Norman Smurthwaite. But basically, because of Norman Smurthwaite's involvement with Port Vale, he is unable, due to FA regulations, to be involved in the running of any other football club in England. So basically, he can't have a say at Nuneaton. He can't become the chairman, he can't become a director. So he purchased the ground Liberty Way, and the club used this money to pay off a lot of their debts. Also, they brought in some really good players at the start of this season, quite a young squad, but with a few experienced players like some Miles Addison, as well as Carl Baker joining recently. Ashley Carter came in for an undisclosed fee, so they paid a transfer fee for someone. That means they must have had at least a little bit of money to spend. They find themselves in a situation right now with no chairman, because Lee Thorne is no longer there, and they haven't found a new chairman or a new owner because the club is still up for sale. There's no directors apparently. I didn't realise you could actually run a business this way. I thought you had to have at least one director, but according to the non-league paper, they don't have any directors. So what that's essentially meant is the club is now being run by the first team manager Nicky Eden, his assistant Lee Fowler, then the club secretary, and also the club's general manager. So no one that's a director or a chairman. It's just run by those four guys, and fair play, and they're doing the best that they can, and they're fighting for the club. Nicky Eden and Lee Fowler have said they don't want to leave the club. They're going to stay until the end. They're going to fight, and the club is essentially being run week by week. They're relying on scraping the barrel for money. They have got many problems around the ground, the likes of their electricity problem, where they're in a dispute with an electricity company and they rely on a generator to power their ground. But unfortunately, before the game against Brackley last week in the FA Cup, the generator ran out, so they had to do their team talks pre-match pretty much in darkness. Also, the club doesn't currently have a training ground, doesn't have a training kit either, doesn't have hot water in the showers, as well as the long-running dispute with the Nuneaton RFC, who have notably put skips in front of turnstiles a couple of times in the past, including right at the start of this season. There was fears that some games would have to be cancelled because of it. I do hope that they can sort their problems out. It would be horrible to see a club liquidate for the second time in 10 years. Hopefully it doesn't happen and they find a new owner that brings them out of this trouble. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this whole situation. Do you think they will come out the other side and they'll make it to the end of the season? Let me know in the comment section down below. And welcome to all the new guys that have come to this channel. A lot of new subscribers in the last couple of weeks, so welcome. And hopefully we can get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That would be absolutely amazing if we can do that. We're on a really good path to get there, getting a few hundred subscribers in the last couple of weeks. So if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. And yeah, hope you see you in this video, and thanks for watching.